Hey there, and welcome. Let's talk about cash gifts. You know, when it comes to money and taxes here in the UK, things can get a little murky, right? Well, to help clear things up, the experts over at Pro Tax Accountant have helped us put together this really straightforward guide on what you actually need to know.
So, picture this. Someone gives you a generous cash gift. Fantastic news. But then, that little voice in the back of your head starts whispering, "Uh-oh, do I need to tell HMRC about this?" It's a super common question, and don't worry, we are going to get to the bottom of it right now.
Okay, first things first, before we start throwing around numbers and rules, we've got to be on the same page about what HMRC even considers a gift in the first place. At its heart, it's actually super simple. A cash gift is just any money you get where you haven't given anything back in return. So it's not your salary, it's not a payment for a job you did. It could be a big one-off chunk of cash for a house deposit, maybe some regular help with the bills, or, a gift for your birthday. And here it is, probably the best piece of news you're going to hear today. For the most part, if you're the one receiving the gift, you usually pay absolutely zero tax on it. The tax headache, if there is one, almost always belongs to the person who gave you the money. So, if the person giving the gift is the one on the hook, how do they stay out of trouble with the tax man? Well, thankfully, the system has a bunch of built-in tax-free allowances. Let's break them down. First up, we've got the big one, the annual exemption. Every single person can give away up to £3,000 every tax year with no tax issues at all. But here's a really cool tip. If you don't use all of your £3,000 one year, you can carry it over to the next year. That means you could potentially gift up to £6,000 totally tax-free. Next, there's the small gifts exemption. This one's perfect for things like birthday presents. You can give as many gifts as you want, up to £250 each, to as many different people as you like. The only catch? The person you're giving it to can't have already used up part of your main £3,000 allowance that year. And when it comes to weddings or civil partnerships, the rules get even more generous. If you're a parent, you can gift up to £5,000, completely tax-free. Grandparents can give $2,500, and pretty much anyone else can give $1,000. And get this, these are on top of the other allowances we just talked about. Okay, but what about the really big gifts? The ones that are way over those annual allowances? Well, this is where we get to the single most important idea you need to wrap your head around, the 7-year rule. When someone makes a large gift, it gets a fancy name, a potentially exempt transfer, or a PET. And the name really says it all. It's potentially tax-free. The second that gift is made, a 7-year countdown clock officially starts ticking. So here's the bottom line. If the person who gave the gift lives for 7 full years after they made it, that gift becomes 100% tax-free. Poof! It's like it never happened in the eyes of the tax man. But if they pass away inside that 7-year window, the gift gets pulled back into their estate and could end up being hit with inheritance tax. Now, it's not always an all-or-nothing situation. Even if the giver passes away within those 7 years, it doesn't automatically mean a huge 40% tax bill. And that's all thanks to something called taper relief. Think of it like a sliding scale. For the first 3 years after the gift is made, the full 40% tax rate could apply. But once you get past that 3-year mark, the tax rate starts to drop or taper off. It goes down to 32%, then 24%, and so on, until you hit that magic 7-year mark and it just vanishes. It's simple, really. The longer the giver lives, the smaller the potential tax bill gets. Okay, we've gone through the rules. But what do you actually need to do to make sure you're doing everything right, whether you're giving or getting a large gift? Let's walk through a simple action plan. It's really just 4 steps. First, and this is the most important one, you absolutely must keep a record of the gift's details. Second, figure out where it fits with all the rules we've just talked about. Third, if it looks like there might be a tax bill later on, it might need reporting. And fourth, this is the golden rule, if you have any doubt at all, just talk to a professional. So what do you need to jot down? Well, the basics, obviously, the amount and the date. But you also want the giver's full name and what your relationship is. And here's a crucial one. Try to get something in writing, even just a quick email that says, "Hey, this is a gift, not a loan." Seriously, that one simple thing can prevent a world of headaches down the road. All right, let's boil all of this down. If you forget everything else, just remember these 4 things. 1, most small gifts, they're covered by your yearly allowances, so don't sweat it. 2, for the big gifts, it is all about that 7-year rule. 3,
Taper relief is your friend. It can shrink the tax bill over time. And 4, keeping good records isn't just a good idea, it's essential.
Look, I get it. We've covered a lot. And of course, these are the general rules. Everyone's personal situation is unique. So after all that, are you still feeling a little bit unsure about how this all applies to you?
If you are, please don't just guess. For advice that's actually tailored to your life, the experts at ProTax Accountant are there to help. You can reach out to them for real clarity and peace of mind. You can get them on WhatsApp or by phone at 07985 689912. Or just send an email over to info@protaxaccountant.co.uk.